Welcome to video 1 of 3 in this series where we will explore all of the reports and information that are included in the monthly financial package you receive as board members. In this first video, we will review the balance sheet and statement of revenue and expense. Reading association financial reports can be intimidating and confusing whether you have a financial background or not. As associations, their functions and financial processes are very unique. CSM is here to help, and through several videos, we will go through the different aspects of the reports within the financials you will receive from us each month.
A balance sheet is a statement of the assets, liabilities, and capital of an entity at a particular point in time, detailing the balance of income and expenditure over the preceding period. Assets equal liabilities plus equity. The balance sheet gets its name from the fact that the total assets at the top of the balance sheet must equal or balance with the bottom of the balance sheet, which includes the liability and equity sections. Here is an example of a balance sheet that you will receive from Cedar each month. The first section, Assets, is divided into 3 columns: Operating, Reserve, and Total. Within this section, you will see the balance of your bank account as of the date listed at the top of the document. This, along with your total receivables, equals your total assets. Again divided into operating, reserves, and the total of both categories. Receivables are monies owed to the association that have not yet been paid. The next section is liabilities and equity, similarly divided into the columns of operating, reserve, and total. Your liabilities can include accounts payable, money the association owes but has not yet paid, and prepaid accounts receivable. Prepaid accounts receivable is money the association has received in advance of the due date, primarily homeowners prepaying assessments. These 2 items equal your total liabilities. Other things owed by the association can appear here. 2 notable examples are loans and deposits given to the association that will have to be paid back, like construction deposits. Within the same section, reserves and equity are next. This set of financials includes retained earnings and net income. Retained earnings are the balance of net income less losses over the years the association has been in existence, profits retained by the association. It is not indicative of how much cash the association has, but represents how much unobligated cash the association has. Net income is the total of excess income over expenses. Most associations have 2 equity accounts: retained earnings and the reserve fund balance. The retained earnings keep track of the net profit or loss over the lifetime of the association on the operating side. The reserve fund balance does the same, but on the reserve side. Also note that these accounts are typically only updated once per year at the close of the fiscal year. Together, your liabilities, reserves, and equity combine for the total in the liabilities and equity section. A statement of revenue and expense has an operating income section, an operating expense section, and a reserve income section. The total operating revenue minus the total expenses produces the bottom line or operating net total. Income statements often include an income and an expense section for both operating and reserves. Other breakouts can also be included if, for example, the association has a master and a sub-association, such as townhomes, there are boat slips, or other categories of income and expenses that the association wants to report on separately. You will additionally notice within this portion of your financials that the monies are divided into GL numbers. GL stands for General Ledger. These are standard globally for Cedar Management Group associations. The information is further divided into a current period section and a year-to-date section, both of which contain columns for actual, budget, and variance. The annual budget also has its own column on the far right. GLs are divided into categories. In this example, the only category within the operating income section is operating revenue. This can include assessments, return payment income, operating interest, and late fee income. There are many different types of operating revenue that may appear in this section. Within the operating expense section, some examples of categories you may see are landscaping, management fees, maintenance and repairs, utilities, miscellaneous expenses, legal expenses, insurance expenses, taxes and audit, and administrative and bank fees. These are each broken down further into more specific GLs. Within the reserve income section, you will see reserve revenue, including reserve assessments and reserve interest income. If you have any questions regarding a specific GL, what it means, or what charges may be included within it, your community manager can help, but further explanation can also be found within the GL trial balance that we will review in video 3 of this series. The current period is the date range listed at the top of the document. Year to date is from the start of the year through the end date listed at the top of the document. Actual, in the case of assessment income, represents the amount billed back to the owners. Any assessments or income billed back to an owner represents the amount billed and not the amount collected. Budget is the budgeted amount for the current period or the year to date. The variance is the difference between the actual number and the budgeted amount. The best comparison to make is between the year-to-date variance and the annual budget column. This allows you to review whether some over or under spending during a certain time period will heavily affect your overall budget for the year or not. This concludes video 1 of 3 in this series where we will explore all of the reports and information that are included in the monthly financial package you receive as board members. Video 2 will explore the AR aging report, deposit register, prepaid homeowners report, and AP aging report. Video 3 will explore the GL trial balance, cash disbursement report, bank register report, bank account reconciliation report, and the invoices and bank statements. Any questions or concerns that you have regarding any portion of your monthly financial package or the documentation attached at the end can be directed to your community manager, as well as any requests for more detailed individual assistance.